Over the past couple years, video after video, Gaming Off the Grid has been talking about the future collectability of the Nintendo Wii U. And back on April 1st of 2021, these two dipshits did their version of a market analysis on some hot and heavy Nintendo Wii U games. It's been a year. 1 year later, were these two numbnuts sniffing the trail, or were they going off into the ditch? Stay tuned as we check back in on the market analysis of the Nintendo Wii U 1 year later.
You got the Outsiders, Kevin Nash,
Scott Hall.
and if you get a chance, you need to be watching Gaming Off the Grid.
Don't miss it.
Ever.
By now, you've probably caught wind that the Wii U and the 3DS eShops are closing in about a year's time. You may have heard it from us or a multitude of other sources. So we thought it would be a good time to do a check-in on a video we did last April-ish of 2021. So we're about a year away, where we were looking at the market trends for Wii U game prices. So we're going to revisit those exact games that we covered in that episode.
Yes, and like we predicted, the prices have gone up. I mean, some of them haven't, but overall they have.
Yeah.
And it's just, I think in like a year from now, if we do a checkup again once the eShop is closed, it's gonna, go like that.
Yeah, so I think really the reason we're doing these is for anybody that thinks they ever want to get into the Wii U. It's kind of a call to action.
Yes.
That's why we've been covering the Wii U so heavily, because like you mentioned, we really think this thing's going to hockey stick as the eShop approaches closure, but then I think for sure after, because I think the Wii U is just going to be highly collectible. So let's jump in. We've talked about that several times in other episodes, and we'll leave some links and stuff like that if you guys want to go check those out. But a game on the Wii U that, for my best guess, will be forever entombed on the Wii U console, Game & Wario.
Game & Wario, a fantastic up to 5-player party game. So last April 2021, this game was $102.
Yep. Of
March 2022, it is $114. So not much difference there. $12 raised in about a year, but still, it's creeping.
And this game hasn't went up as much as I figured it would. We did check a lot of these prices around January 1, and the game had actually dipped below the $102 threshold. But now it's back up. We're looking at $114.95.
Yeah.
And these are CIB prices. We did pull all of our data from pricecharting.com, which is, it's a decent resource. It's not the end-all be-all.
Now moving on to Tekken Tag Tournament 2. In April of 2021, this game was $28. Now it's $39. It's almost $40. So about an $11 increase. So still not that much. A lot of these are just incremental gains, but there are some on this list that are freaking like, oh my god.
Yeah, and I think we had Tekken Tag Tournament 2 on the list as one that we thought would be highly collectible at some point, and there's reasons for that, and we're not going to get too far in the weeds on some of these. This is more just a check-in, but there's some Nintendo exclusive content in that game.
Oh, it's so cool.
And great use of the Wii U tablet, so you might want to keep your eyes on it if you're a Tekken fan. Tekken Tag, I mean, it's just a badass game. So
now let's move on to a game that has increased almost $70. And this game, we don't have it in our collection, and I don't even want it. It's a child. I mean, honestly, it does look kind of fun, but I don't want it. I don't want it.
It might be. We've never played
it. But it's Turbo Super Stunt Squad. So a year ago, this game was $100, about the same price as Game & Wario.
Well, and at that time, it was like, why?
Yeah, why? For this kiddie racing game, it's $171 now. It's going up crazy, dude. It's going up crazy.
I think this game, I've heard kind of that it had a very limited print run on the Wii U. It is available way cheaper on other consoles. Would I advocate getting it for any console? No, probably not. But I haven't played it.
Yeah.
I also don't know anything about whether it is uses the Wii U tablet in a way that makes it superior to play or anything. Given the subject matter of the game, I'm going to say it's definitely not worth that. But it is a very interesting, and I think you're going to see this with the limited print run games, insane increases, and I think it's just the beginning.
We're just getting started. And a lot of people are going for full Wii U sets. That's the thing right now.
Yeah.
$171 for Turbo Squad Racing?
Xenoblade Chronicles X is the next one of the best games on the Wii U. A game that really surprises me, actually, that it hasn't been ported yet to the Nintendo Switch. I do think that may be still in the works, and definitely could happen. Very likely, I would imagine, that they could do that. It does use the tablet in the game. It's a beautiful game, but I think the tablet is just like your map mostly.
Yes.
So games that just use it that way, albeit nice and a great service to have, it is not required to be able to play the game. But if this game doesn't ever get a Switch port, we could be looking at crazy things, because this is the game that the masses of Wii U fans love, and Nintendo fans are crying for this game to be on the Nintendo Switch. But when we checked in last April, the game was $35.70. As we sit here today, it's climbed up to $48.50, which really, honestly, given that that's the only way you can get this game right now, that surprises me.
It's very surprising that this game is still that cheap. It's like less than a brand new game for Xenoblade. And this is a great game. Like, I don't know why.
For those of you that game hunt and stuff, this one isn't really all that tough to find, and it is still kind of possible to find sealed copies of this game. So read your own mail. If you see one of those out and about, you may want to check into it. Another game that's kind of a why is it worth this? And I think we even had a category like what the hell or whatever in the episode we did last April. Jeopardy.
So about a year ago, this game was $33. Not that bad. Wasn't it about a year ago Alex Trebek passed away?
It was in that time frame. I think that could have been impacted.
So that could have been impacted, because this game actually did dip in price. Not by much. It went down $3, so it's around $30 still. But for Jeopardy on the Wii U, who's going to buy that? It's just weird that this game's $30 and then there's other better games that are cheaper.
Yeah. I am kind of a sucker. I don't know if anybody else watching is for game show games. A Wheel of Fortune game, a Jeopardy game.
Oh my God.
What is that game that we like on the Wii U? Not the Wii U, but the Wii rather, the Press Your Luck game. We had people like, you got to pick this up, and we love those fun type of games. So if we had this, we'd probably keep it, but it's definitely one we're not going to just... If we find it in the wild.
If we find it in the wild, we'll probably keep it. Now moving on to Wii Party
U.
Wii U Party.
Yeah.
Wii Party U. Weird. It doesn't make any sense. But a year ago, this game was $48. Now it's $52. Increased by about $4, almost $5. So still not that much. Incremental gains.
Yeah, I'll be interested on this game. I don't know how much this will impact it, because it is different subject matter. But I wouldn't be shocked if we see the new Wii Sports on the Switch.
The new Wii Sports Switch.
Yeah. What's it? Switch Sports.
Switch
I
Sports.
can't remember. You know what I'm getting at. I think that may impact these types of games. Don't know for sure.
Yeah.
A game that is going to just be that game. We've done a full review. The game, I personally believe, you as well, is better than most reviewers say. It's not great, though, but the game that is going to be that game on the Wii U.
And here is the proof.
Is Devil's Third. The prices were nuts when we checked in. I'll go back to when I bought this game.
Yeah, let's
I remember
backtrack.
buying the game on eBay a year or so. So it would have been in 2020.
2 years ago.
Like $80. Probably with shipping. Probably close to 90. 85, 90.
That's crazy.
And at the time, I was like pumped. I was excited because we were kind of jamming on the Wii U. And Robert's like, "You're nuts, dude."
Yeah,
I was
that's
like,
way too expensive.
I was like, "I don't know if I am." He's like, "I wouldn't have paid that for that." I was like, "But I think if we don't now," he's like, "Okay, good point, but I still wouldn't have paid that." So when we did this episode last year, April of 2021, the game was $183.20. And we're like, guys, this game is doing this.
Freaking spiking.
Yeah.
The filming of this a year later. We just did a review on this like a month ago and it was $300. Now it's $350. This game is literally going insane. It's gone up in a year $168.
Yeah.
That's nuts. And I don't think it's ever gonna stop. I think once the eShop closes, because it is available on the eShop, dude, bam, it's gonna do that.
Yeah. It's a stretch to say that Devil's Third is a good game, but I think not only how hard it is to get in North America, which is weird. In PAL territories, the game is not rare at all.
It doesn't make any sense.
But I think that, coupled with the fact that it's a pretty freaking fun play, if you want to see our full review on the game, we'll put a link in the description below. But we had a lot of fun with it. It was one of our best live streams we have ever done from a performance standpoint. Like, people wanted to see this game.
Yeah, because a lot of people are like, I'm not paying that, but I want to watch someone, you know what I mean?
So we've had people leaving comments. We've seen it. This game has been selling on eBay for $500, $600
already. That's, oh my God, that's
you average
crazy.
all that out, $350 is what it's going for on price charting for a CIB copy of Devil's Third. I'm not advocating you pay that price for it. I can't do that because I wouldn't do that.
No, that's insane.
But what I would advocate, I do think the game warrants a playthrough. I would warrant getting it on the eShop before the eShop closes.
I'm pretty sure it's $29.99 on the eShop, so you can at least experience it and play it for way cheaper.
Yeah, and then if you happen to find it in the wild, you're a lucky SOB. But I would say it's one of those games, even if I found it today and I didn't have it, even though we fund our game room from flipping, I would keep it. I do like it that much.
Okay.
And I also think the long-term play on this game...
Yeah, the long-term play, keep it, and then if you want to sell, all right. Moving on to some Zeldies. Twilight Princess. So about a year ago, this game was $75.93. This game is now $85.42, so about $9, $10 increment. It's just, little.
I think the value of this game will tank at some point because I do think that this game will get a Switch port. There's no reason it can't. Now, this game and Wind Waker on the Wii U, I believe it's going to be hard to make it better to play on the Switch because the inventory system on the tablet...
It's so cool the way you can change your inventory. Yeah. I'm pretty sure you can look at your map on the tablet. It's awesome.
It takes the experience to the next level. So I always think, one, there's just Zelda's name on it. So I think there will always be some value here. However, if the Switch doesn't port this game, this is going to be one of the ones that is constantly climbing. But I think they will. I think they're going to port this in Wind Waker.
I think they're either going to port it or they're going to do what they did with Mario and do like a Zelda collection or something like that. You know what I mean?
Or, depending on the Switch's life cycle, if they get a GameCube app, a Wii app, which they possibly could, maybe those are a part of that. So I think the long-term play, this game's probably going to stay relatively affordable comparatively. Now, I know $85 is not super affordable, but comparatively to some of the other games we cover.
Mario and Sonic Rio 2016 Olympic Games. Olympic Games are fun. A year ago, this game was $61. It's $69.64 now, so about an $8.64 increment gain.
This Olympic game, Rio, keep that in your mind. Rio. That's the one that you want. The other one, they're both fun. Both a lot of fun, motion controls, Olympics, ooh. But this is the one that's going to be expensive, and I do believe both these games will remain locked onto the Wii U because they're going to just release new Olympic games.
Yeah, why would they port a 2016
They're not going to...
It's timestamped.
You're not going to get Rio 2016 on the Switch. Just because of the year that they do that, they're just going to make a new Olympic game. So I think there will always be, because of the amount of print runs they did of Rio... Remember, Rio. So if you see it in the wild, it's Rio. Will always remain a pretty expensive Wii U game.
It's not going to do this,
no.
But it's just going to do this. You know what I mean? It's just slowly.
It won't shock me someday to walk into a game store and see that game for $125. It's just not going to shock me.
Now moving on to a game that almost has a $50 increase in over a year, and I think this is the best way to play this game. I know the second one is on the Switch and everything, but that's Axiom Verge, the multiverse. So a year ago, this game was $80.75. Now it's $127, almost $130. This game's amazing. We love this game. We have the soundtrack on vinyl. It's a beautiful game. And it plays amazingly on the Wii U because of the tablet.
Best way to play it, for sure. Totally agree. I don't think this game will be Devil's Third, but it has a fighter's chance because it's a limited run game from limited run games. So there's not a ton of them out there. But you can play this game on other consoles, so that
other platforms,
will maybe kind of keep the price somewhat at bay.
But it's still going up a little bit.
I 3, 4, 5 years from now, I will not be shocked to see a CIB copy, because this is the Multiverse Edition with some extra shit in there. Walk into a retro game store and see 300 on it. I won't be shocked at all.
That's freaking crazy.
It will not surprise me one bit. I will not be like, I can't believe this. I can just see all this happening.
Yeah, I can't believe it's not butter, dude.
Yeah.
For sure. Now let's move on to a game that this honestly surprises me and shocks me, and I don't know why. I think maybe they released another print of it. I don't know. That's Shakedown Hawaii.
Yeah.
This game actually went down in value.
Yeah.
Like, that's very weird because it was a limited print game.
It was one of, if not the
last
Wii U game they got a physical.
Which is so weird. So a year ago, Shakedown Hawaii was $67.56. So not too bad. But now it's $52.67. Like, it went down almost $15 in a year. I don't understand. It's just weird. But big picture, it might, it's getting ready to maybe spike. I don't know. It's just very weird. This is like the anomaly in the whole equation because it doesn't make sense to me.
So, Paper Mario Color Splash. This one's a unique one, and I don't quite have a thumb yet on what this is going to do. Paper Mario. We've got some evidence because of Thousand Year Door.
Oh,
of
that
what
game's...
Paper Mario games can do over the long haul.
But that is also because of the GameCube.
And it's because that game is
amazing. Yeah, it's
cream
amazing.
of the crop.
Yeah.
Like one of the best Mario games. That game is epic. Color Splash was really shit on by Nintendo fans. I don't think it's as bad as a lot of people say, but I also don't think it's a great game. Now, we have seen, kind of surprisingly, an over $11 swing, $11.67. The game when we did the episode in April was $36. Now it's going for $47.67. I think where this game may hold some value and get a little cray-cray is I don't know that there's much motivation for Nintendo to ever port this to anything else because of the backlash from the fans, and it didn't really do that well. So
why would they want to push it again?
So if it remains entombed as an only playable option on the Wii U, I think there could be some legs to the future market of this game.
I don't think it will get Devil's Third, but it definitely will keep going up. Now moving on to a very fun party game, a very interesting game, Tank Tank Tank. This game has gone up $10. This game is really fun. So a year ago, this game was $25, and now it's $35.64. So still reasonable.
Yep.
And dude, this game it's a Namco game.
Yeah, it's just a fun arcade at home experience.
It's cheesy and ridiculous, but I would recommend picking it up.
Yeah.
It's really fun. Because one of my favorite parts is you can take a selfie with the Wii U tablet, and then that's above your tank when you're doing.
Yeah.
It's just so.
It's really fun.
Yeah.
Pulling up on Robert's mug and just saying, "Ha!"
And you just make stupid faces.
Yeah.
And it's just fun.
Yeah, for sure. This is one again. I think this is going to be a sleeper. I don't see much. There's nothing keeping it from being ported, other than the fact that it didn't do terribly well. And there's not. I don't sense a motivation
There's
for
not a
someone to
high
port it.
demand for Tank Tank Tank.
If old Tanker stays on the old Wii U, I think this could be one down the line. Maybe not crazy, but if 5 years from now I walk into a game store, see Tank 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 for $75, $79.99, I might just look at you and say, hey, guess what? Told you so.
Yeah. We're just trying to raise awareness, and guys, see how everything is just getting crazy? Now moving on to Rodea the Sky Soldier. This game hasn't gone up that much, but it's gone up a little bit. So a year ago it was $22, now it's $24.98, so it went up almost $3.
It surprises me.
Does it?
It does. I feel like this game is one of those games that could and kind of does have a little bit of a cult following. It's not an epic game by any means. One of the versions on the Wii U, you get the Wii game and the Wii U game.
Oh, that's sweet.
It's a really fun game. It's a really unique game. And I'm surprised. I think that it's just hasn't caught its stride yet. I could be wrong, but this one to me seems like one that I would be picking up.
So this is one to keep an eye on.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think in April, I could be wrong, but I think you called out this game and you were kind of saying some stuff about the next game. That you were kind of saying something like, you might want to snag this.
So the next game...
I hate saying you're right, you know that.
Yeah, but when I'm right, I'm right.
Yeah.
I don't know. But now moving on to Steam World Collection. I do think this one will pop because it's a sweet collection. There's 2 games in one, and I love the unique style of this game. So a year ago, this game was $30, which I think is a great value for this game.
For sure.
For 2 really cool, unique games.
Yeah.
It's gone up almost $23. So not crazy, but it's $52.96 now, almost a year later. It's just going to be one of those games. This honestly might be a hidden gem on the Wii U.
Yeah.
Steam World Collection. It's a great freaking game.
Yeah, and to your point, it's in the Steam world, but there are 2 different styles of games that are in here.
And it's all in one collection.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet for sure. At 30, I would have been all in. 52 is getting to that point
where I'm just like, do I want it for 52?
If I find it in the wild, I keep it. Would I pay market value? I don't know. I do like the game. I probably wouldn't go out and spend $52 on it. But I do like it.
Yeah. Now let's move on to new Luigi U, the standalone green-cased game.
Oh, snap. We just did a freaking review on this.
Yes,
just beat it. Luigi and his floaty little antics. He's a floaty SOB in that game.
This game frustrated me, but it was fun towards the end.
Yeah, it was. We started catching our stride. I think this one, the standalone new Luigi U, I don't think it's going to ever get stupid.
No, but this is shocking to me that it's only gone up $2.
Yeah.
So a year ago it was $29.98 and now it's $32.41. I think big picture it will be worth more because it's the Luigi standalone game. The spine is green.
Yeah.
Most of the Wii U games are blue.
Yeah.
So it stands out. It's just it's going to be a unique game for the Wii U. So it's worth it. Only went up $2.
And you know how collectors are. There is the copy of New Super Mario Bros. U that has it on there.
Yeah,
that
true.
will not be good enough for collectors. They're going to want that standalone.
They want the green case.
They want that
Nintendo
spine.
fans are freaks.
RL spine.
So am I.
Yeah.
But it's weird that it's only gone up $2. But I think it will. Keep an eye on that one. If you see it in the wild, pick it up. Now moving on to a fantastic remaster, DuckTales. Oh, I'm just hearing the music in my head.
Yeah, this
Great
one
song.
is not saying anything about the price. I just feel like DuckTales Remastered is one of the best retro game remasters that I've ever played.
It's beautiful.
They nailed it.
It's so good.
And from the beauty standpoint you speak of, it just like, it was exactly what you envisioned as a kid.
And then it plays great on top of that.
Yeah,
you know what I
for
mean?
sure,
Like,
for sure. Physical copy, I just think because Nintendo people, those early Capcom games, those early Konami games, they are like ingrained in Nintendo fans, and getting DuckTales Remastered on a Nintendo console, I think forever gives value here. Now, this game is on multiple platforms.
Yeah.
But the gap we see went from $28 to $34.95. Long term, don't think it's a banger.
I don't think it will get crazy.
$50-$60 though? I could see that.
Yeah, I could see it. So if you want to get it, now's the time. Now's the time on all these games.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Now moving on to a game that, man, this is a fantastic... Well, the next two are fantastic games that have always been cheap on the Wii U. And I don't understand that. So, NES Remix, $23.64 a year ago. Now it's $26. It's only gone up $3. This game is so sweet because it includes NES Remix Pack 1 and 2. And these games are just little snippets of nostalgia. They're so much fun.
And why it hasn't been ported, I don't know. I think it would be a great either port or integration into the NES app.
It would be freaking cool if they released a pack 3.
Yeah.
Because these are just so much fun.
They are, and I love this game, and I'm a retro gamer. We've got all these retro games behind us, but a lot of these are like different takes and maybe different ways to play, whether it be speed running or having to just be super precise in a way that the game determines you have to play it. Not how you determine to play it. It will tell you how to play it.
And if you're going for that rainbow 3-star, good luck.
And I think if you're watching this and you have a Wii U, or even on, I think this game's on DS as well.
Yeah.
If you have kids, this is such a cool way to bring them into your world.
Yes.
Because it might be hard to sit them down and say, hey, play through this retro game. Difficulty, they're not into it. This gives like little mini challenges.
15 seconds.
And might kind of bridge that gap and
they're
maybe
like,
getting them into retro
they're
games.
Like, oh, this is sweet.
Or maybe you got a friend that's just like, I haven't played retro in years, but I remember when I used to play Atari or whatever it was. This would be a fun drinking game. There's so many fun things you can do. We adore NES Remix.
The next game we also adore, and I think this game is a perfect tech demo for the Wii U. We said that before when we talked about this. It's just shocking that this game is so cheap. Mm-hmm. Nintendo Land. $8 a year ago. Now it's $9.99. It's still less than $10 for Nintendo Land. I know that it's just like a party game, and it's up to 5 players. It's kind of like NES Remix back because it's nostalgia, samples of different worlds. Zelda, Luigi's Mansion. It's a party game. Game & Wario's 100 and plus. Why is this? It doesn't make any sense to me.
I don't know. I know a lot of people have shit on me for saying this before, but this is my opinion, right? Everybody's got their own opinions. Some are like assholes, and some people know how to use them. I know how to use mine. Nintendo Land will probably never be ported. I think this game, for my money, I would rather play Nintendo Land with a group of friends than I would Wii Sports.
Dude, it's so much fun.
So fun.
It uses the tablet so good.
So what I think the future of this game is I think the future of this game is very similar to what we're seeing with Wii Sports. I don't think it's ever going to go hammer. I don't think it's going to get way insane. But I will not be shocked if it's a $20 to $25 game all day long.
Yeah,
that
like
you can find in the wild. Dude, we find this game all the time.
All the time, and it's like, it's not even worth picking up because it's so cheap, but we already have it.
You find a Wii U in the wild? No joke. I'm not even trying to fluff my own pillows here. 50% chance that Nintendo Land is in the console you found.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
Nintendo Land is like the Wii Sports.
Yeah, I think it's going to be one for a few years to come that you're just going to randomly be able to find. You get one, you keep it, and then
Dude,
you flip it, and you buy other games that you don't have in your collection.
This game, I feel like it's slept on because it's so freaking fun.
Yeah.
I think, honestly, the first time I ever played a Wii U was this game.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know what the Wii U was, but I was like, this is fucking cool.
If you're a Nintendo fan, you put this on with Nintendo fans in the room, dude, it's going to be a hoot.
It's so cool.
You have a freaking hoot.
Speaking of a hoot, add an S to that. That means shoot. Let's move on to Cabela's Big Game Hunter. A year ago, this game was $62. Now it's $87.24. It's gone up $25. I didn't understand a year ago that it was worth that much, and I don't understand why it's still worth that much.
You never played it?
I like Cabela's at the bar.
Yeah, this is one that I'm guessing there's just a limited print of this game. I don't know that to be true or not. But I look at this game and the next one we're going to talk about as two games that for the coming years, folks will get rid of because they don't know what they're worth. I look at Cabela's, when I think of Cabela's, Big Game Hunter, and the Bass Fishing game, as games that are just, if you find them, rip them. Rip them, unless you want to hang on to them and rip them later, but they are going to be great flippers. Now, I hunt all the time. Haven't found these yet, but I won't be shocked if I do. The fishing game did drop.
It did drop $3, but it's still worth $41 in 2022.
For a fishing game.
For a fishing game.
Not saying it's not fun. Probably is fun as hell.
It probably is fun, but like Big Game Hunter and Bass Fishing are like such a unique and it's very niched audience. Yeah. Like I can picture the guy who's playing this wearing all camo and he's got a deer head in his game room. You know what I mean?
Yeah, in his game room.
His big game room.
See?
See? That's called wordplay.
Yeah.
And wordplay ties into the next game, Wheel of Fortune.
See?
It's all about games here.
Yeah.
Now moving on to Wheel of Fortune. This game's gone up $7 in a year. We talked about we love our game show games.
Yeah.
A year ago, this game was $38.68. Now, it's $45.90, so it's approaching that $50 mark.
Yeah.
For Wheel of freaking Fortune.
You know, I kind of said those last two, Cabela's and the bass fishing game, would be ones you could find in the wild, probably because people didn't know what they had. I think the rest of this list is that way.
Oh, yeah.
Wheel of Fortune, you're going to walk into a pawn shop, a thrift store, a garage sale, and see that game for $1. It's going to happen to somebody watching this episode.
And I guarantee if I walked in and saw that, I would just be like, I would laugh at it and walk away.
Yeah, if we didn't know what we know, yeah.
I'd be like, oh, Wheel of Fortune on the Wii U? All right, whatever. Dude.
Yeah.
It's weird. But I would do the same for these next two games.
Yeah.
And these next two games are crazy. The next one is Phineas and Ferb.
Yep.
A year ago it was $29.99. Now it's $39.74. It's almost gone up $10.
Yep.
Not crazy, but still.
We're popping.
Yeah, and then the next one.
I mean, this gets crazy.
Funky Barn. This game looks so stupid. Never played it. I could be... It just looks dumb. But a year ago it was $29.20. Now it's $57.12.
I want to take everybody that's watching this video to Funky Barn.
Yikes.
Unbelievable. Again, who's gonna not take Funky Barn out to the garage sale? To the thrift store?
Yeah. It's maybe because it was a small print of the game. I don't know. Maybe because it's for kids. I don't know. But it's crazy. So all the games we talked about today, it's just a little sample of all of the Wii U games.
Kind of a checkup from the neck up of what's going on in the Wii U market.
So we did a similar update. We didn't make a video, but we have a spreadsheet of this Jan 1.
Yeah.
And we compared the prices. So January 1st of 2022 compared to April, there was a 20% increase change. Now, in March, 2 months later, there's a 27% increase. Now, I know some of them, I did say dip in price, but overall, 27% in a year.
And both these percentages are in reference to that April 1 data.
Yeah.
So, between Jan 1 and where we are today, and the filming of this episode,
2 months later,
we're into March. 7% swing, and that's, I think, just the beginning because the Wii U eShop closure was announced. I think that 7% is it's starting to hockey stick.
Guys, once the eShop closes and you won't be able to get Devil's Third for $29.99 digitally, it's going to be crazy. I mean, some of these might just stay where they are. We'll do an update probably in a year, or if things get crazy, maybe sooner. I don't know, but it's just, guys, that was the time.
And I'm ready for the comments. There's somebody in every Wii U video we do that says all the games have been ported to the Switch. Well, stay tuned because we have an episode of games that will never be ported to the Switch in the kettle. It's coming because there are several of those. But I honestly don't know how much that matters in some of these cases. Nintendo is on it. It is a low install base console.
Yep.
Nintendo fans are nuts when it comes to collecting. A lot of people that make those comments are coming from a rational place. A very rational place.
It makes sense.
They're applying rationale because they're just a casual gamer. They're applying rationale to an irrational world of video game collecting.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is. The Sega Saturn. It's insane. super easy console to emulate. The Dreamcast, insane to collect for, super easy to emulate. NES, all these old school consoles, you can emulate them so easy. The Wii U is going to be a pain in the nuts to emulate unless you got a tablet that you can play with your...
Good luck doing that.
How you going to do that? How you going to figure that one out? Same thing with the 3DS. I think the 3DS and the Wii U emulators, have fun. Figure out how to get a second screen. Don't know how you're going to pull it
You
off.
have to make a custom device for it, and then...
I don't know. And emulation. We emulate. We keep physical too.
Yeah. You can do both.
Emulation has not killed the passion of video game collectors. Look out for the freaking Wii U. And I'm telling you, we're checking in a year later. We've seen a 27% swing.
Yeah.
Don't be shocked if rolling around next calendar year, we see another 27% swing.
Which would put it at 54%.
If not more.
Yeah. Dude, I'm going to say it right now. Once this eShop closes, you're going to hockey stick.
Yep.
For sure. Maybe not in every game.
It's going like this, and then...
Yeah. It's going to get crazy. You have, till next March?
Yep.
Next May or what? You have about a year to get the games on the eShop. Guys, I've said it before. Look out for these games. Get these games now. Dive into the eShop. We love the Wii U. It's such an awesome console. And you know what else I love? Is craft beer. We're drinking a stout.
Stout. It's been a little while since we have reviewed a stout. And this is a brewery we love. It's Founders, and it's a brand within Founders that we love even more, which is their KBS series.
The amazing Kej Mix. I don't know what that is. It says this is a hazelnut brand of the KBS.
Yeah.
Imperial Stout aged in bourbon barrels comes in at 12%.
A&W root beer colors on their colorway.
What do you think?
It's good. It's good. It didn't reach my expectations. I like it. I could have done with a little more
Hazel.
Yeah,
a little more
nuttiness.
A little more nut.
This is a really good Imperial Stout. I'm really enjoying it. But yeah, KBS, it's tough. If this was like a lesser known brewery, not one of our favorite breweries, Founders being that, I would have been like, this is really good.
Yeah.
But this is not quite Founders KBS level.
No. And what's weird is when I first took a sip of this, I was like, that's nice and creamy. That's nice and nutty. But the more I drink it, it gets less nutty, I feel like.
Yeah.
It gets, or maybe because my taste buds are adapting to it, I don't know. But the initial sip, I think, was the best sip.
Yeah.
It's still good. It's still like a good barrel-aged stout.
Yeah.
And we haven't had a stout in a while, so it is nice to kind of have a stout. And
That's what makes it tough reviewing beers when you have a brewery like Founders that sets the bar so high.
Yeah.
Where you're like, man, I'd maybe give this a different little bit of a different rating if it wasn't them. For them, on just a Founders scale, this is probably a 7.
I was thinking 7 too.
Yeah.
Which still, guys,
It's good.
It's good. But I think honestly I'd rather have the standalone KBS.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah. But still good.
It's weird. Some of their variants have been Hammer. This one,
Yeah.
it's just not. It's okay.
But it feels good to have a stout.
All right, there's a check-in, a check-up from the neck up on our April 1, 2021 Wii U market analysis.
Yeah.
We're just checking in to see, and there's other games that have a similar trajectory.
Yeah. This is just a sample of games.
We just covered in today's episode the games we covered last April, just to kind of prove our point. We could have brought in other games to swing our data, but we didn't. We wanted to do a direct side-by-side comparison.
Yeah,
Hey,
and some of them were negative, you know?
these idiots at GOTG, they might not know what they're talking about, but a 27% swing,
That seems like a lot to me.
I would say we are on to something. You may want to pay attention if you have any interest in collecting for the Wii U. Much love. We appreciate you tuning in and subscribing to the channel. Get out of here. Go collect or play the Wii U or whatever you got laying around. We'll see you next time right here on the one and only Gaming Off the Grid. I don't know that to be true or not. But I look at this game and the next one we're going to talk about is game show games. A Wheel of Fortune game, a Jeopardy game.
Oh my God.
What is that game that we like on the Wii U? God, what the hell is it?
Deal or no deal? What?
No, there's a
Wii U.
No, on the Wii. I'll reshoot it. It's back there. You ready?
Yeah.
By now, whether it was from us or a multitude of sources, you have heard that the Wii U and the 3D eShops are closing. We thought it would be a great time because we were about a year old. Yeah.
You said 3D instead of 3DS.
God damn, I said that in the episode last time too.
Really?
Yeah.